Hi everybody, my name is Louis Zezeran. I'm Australian, I'm a stand-up comedian and entrepreneur, and I have lived in Estonia for like 8 years. The first time I came here was 2006. I can't even do the maths. You do the maths, you're the kids, you're smart. I've been around here for a long time, and I run Comedy Estonia. That's what I do. We're doing stand-up comedy shows. We've got Estonian stand-ups, we've got international stand-ups, and that's what we do. That's our job, is to organize these shows and to produce them, perform them, the whole thing. And what I want to talk to you today is about finding what you want to do, because it's hard and it may not come fast and it's not obvious. Even though I'm a stand-up comedian, I have a master's degree in computer science. It's technically got honors, doesn't matter. I've done that. I worked for years as an IT consultant. I'm sitting in offices, working for big companies around the world doing these jobs. And I did it because of social pressure, because I'm growing up in the 90s, I'm a kid, I'm a bit sheltered, and Louis is going to do computers. He's going to do computers. Yeah, do the IT, that's what they do now. And you guys in Estonia, you have that as well. Everyone's doing the startup, everyone's Skype, everyone's IT. And I know a lot of young people talk to me, oh, my parents want me to study IT. Because in Australia, we have that social pressure. You got to go to university. Then you go to the college, then you get the master's, then you get the job, then you got the mortgage for the apartment. Oh my God, you get the house. That's how you judge your life. And it was hard for me to break out of that, because I worked hard at my IT jobs, but something was missing. And I worked hard for the first 2 years and then stopped and went, oh, I don't like this. But the social pressure was still in there. You can earn so much money. Keep doing it. It's a good career. Please your mother. Okay. And when I was 25, I quit my job. I did some theater. I did some acting for a year, kind of whatever. And then I traveled to Europe. And my friends and I, we backpacked. And I was doing this little IT work around the place. Again, work in IT, you can make money, do that. But I was lost. I knew somehow that I didn't want to do it, but it was such a good way to make money. I could do it any town, any place. And I'd take a job, 6 months later, quit. Take a job, 6 months later, quit. And that's how dumb I am and how hard the social programming was. Keep doing it. It didn't occur to me till like 3 years later to say, like, maybe I don't like this. Maybe the IT isn't for me. But at that stage, I didn't know what else, which is really hard. You've got that thing everyone's been telling you to do, but then you're like, I know what I don't, but what else? And I was living in Stockholm at the time. I'd done a little time in Estonia doing some work on our X-road system here. I've worked on that. And I had enough money to live, because I was doing the IT occasionally, but I was bored. And I had a girlfriend who was yelling at me, you're a bum, you don't have a job, what are you doing? And I started to do stand-up comedy at nights, because I'd done a bit of theater in Australia. This displeased my girlfriend even more, because I had to go out 3 nights a week. And sort of I started to do it, and the trigger, it's like, when do you work out, like, this is the thing I want to do now? You don't. Like, it doesn't necessarily hit you in a flash. And what happened was, there was this American dude living in Estonia called Eric. He contacts me, says, hey, I see you've got some experience with Estonia, you do comedy, let's do a comedy show in Tallinn. I went, all right, let's do a comedy show in Tallinn, this sounds good. So I came over, we did a comedy show, and that was the first Comedy Estonia show. And even then, it wasn't obvious that this is a job, this could be a thing. We're just some idiots who have stood up on a coffee table in a bar and told some dumb jokes. This doesn't seem like a career yet, even though it would turn into that. But I was thankful that because I'd had enough money to live from the IT stuff, I was not under too much pressure to change. So I could just enjoy it and just try to go with this stand-up comedy thing for a while. But that meant that I was changing, right? Because the IT is business. You're sitting in an office, you're typing, you're focused on projects. It's very important. But comedy is art. It's coming up with something creative and then somehow selling that to somebody. That's hard. And there's no career plan in art. And a lot of people want to be an artist. And whatever you want to do, you want to paint, you want to write your book, you want to write a script, whatever your art is, there's no obvious path to it. So you just got to try it and do it. And it doesn't, because like you can switch and say, I'm going to be a doctor, and it's clear, get the degree, you can earn the money and do it. Oh, I'm going to be a painter. What do you do? And that's the hard thing if you want to be an artist, particularly in Estonia. We've got like 3 people in the whole country, and it's hard to make a living when the population isn't very big and there's not many people to buy your stuff. But what pushed me through was when I started to realize that the comedy is what I really wanted to do. And even if we could just get enough money to live, like at first it was just like, I've got just enough money in cheap, 8 years ago, it wasn't that expensive to live, just enough to live. That alone is a win in the artistic field. And all your friends, they're making startups, they're doing Taxify, oh my God, we've got 1,000 new employees in the last 10 minutes. We have 1 new employee every year at Comedy Estonia. 1 a year, that's how fast your artistic thing will grow. And then you might say, why do I want to be an artist? This is for bums. This is no good. You do art because there is nothing else you can do. Because you have that drive and there's something thumping in your head that says, I gotta do this. And that's what it brings back to my story from before. I didn't get that. I'm so dumb. That thump didn't occur to me till much later. And when it started to dawn on me that stand-up was what I wanted to do, and Comedy Estonia, I was driven so hard because I remember what it was like to be useless before. I remember what it was like to have that IT job and not want to do it and not know the next thing. So when this was like, okay, Comedy Estonia is a thing, I was, boom, I want to do this. So that's what drives me, because I found the big picture in what I want to do. I found the big goal, which was to keep stand-up comedy coming to Estonia, develop it, develop Estonian stand-up comedians to make this part of the culture. That's a pretty big goal. And that is what was driving me, so when you find the big picture. So it's pretty obvious advice maybe. Oh, Louis, find your big picture, find your goal in life. When you find what you really want to do, then you will just know it. I appreciate that's easy advice to give. But just keep in mind, I didn't find it till I was 31. I didn't find it till I wandered the earth for 5 years, not knowing what I'm doing with myself. It won't be obvious, and it may not come quickly. And that's what you guys have got soon. Your parents are telling you, think about the education, think about the next steps. What are you going to do? You're freaking out. Oh my God, I'll probably... It may not come right now. You don't have to be on the ladder going up so fast. You're going to be all right. And that's what brings me to why I think Estonia has helped me do this. Why it's been good to... How did Comedy Estonia work, and why is it Comedy Estonia, not Comedy Latvia or Comedy Finland, which does exist, but it's not the same. Because so in Estonia, first of all, I just like it. I just like being here. It's interesting for me. It was interesting 10 years ago. It was a little bit still Wild West, 2006. We're recovering from the old days. And I've been interested to be here and see how you guys are. Now it's Skype, now it's e-residency, now it's everything. I like that. So that's helped me. But talking about that social pressure, by being out of my culture, I remove that social pressure. So one point is, if you don't like living in Estonia and everyone telling you what to do, leave Estonia. I probably shouldn't tell you that. But you see my point, that I was able to get perspective of my social pressure by leaving my own culture. No one hassles me here. I love it. I'm 38, I'm unmarried, I'm a single man, and it's the best. I work hard at my career, and I'm having a great time, and no one's yelling at me to get married, no one's yelling at me to have a better job or something. It's very nice. So just by being in another place, it's helped me. So all the bits came together. I like being in Estonia. It was good for me to be away from Australia. And there's a whole bunch of stuff like, you Estonians, you speak English very well. Like better than Latvia, better than Finland, let's put it that way. The towns that we go to, I'm performing in some, Jõgeva, oh my God, we're performing in Pulva, what are these places? But I can do a little talk in English and it's great. Can't do that in Latvia, trust me. So you guys were very receptive to me, I was receptive to you, and I found my big purpose here. Hey, let's do the stand-up thing, let's develop these young Estonian stand-up comedians like Sandro Igas, like Ari-Matti Mustonen, like Karl-Lari Varma. Let's develop these guys, and that became my mission and my place, and that is what drives me every morning. You guys have a lot of interesting little quirks that I connect with. I don't like talking to people sometimes. I like being alone. I like getting in a taxi and not having to talk to the taxi driver. And I can do that here. Some reason it's free. You may think that I'm Australian, I'm Westerner, I'm talking all the time, I'm loud, I'm big personality. As soon as I leave this room, I don't want to talk anymore. I don't want to speak to anybody. I want to be in my own. And Estonia lets me do that. So I like that I can be both personalities here. So I hope you're enjoying my talk. I hope that you're taking something away, and it's hard to appreciate right now. I want to talk, so the difference of how different an artistic career is, how different it is to not just work for the startup, get the paycheck, but to set your own goal and focus. And I would say that the most difficult thing that I have had to do in my life is Comedy Estonia, and I'll tell you why. Because I have to be the businessman and the artist at the same time. I'm the manager, I'm the boss, I run the show, I've got employees, that's what we do. But some of you may know, I do the stand-up comedy too. I have to write the jokes, I have to perform the material. Doing those two is really hard because they're different mind spaces. Either I'm switched on, I'm doing my tasks, I've got my calendar, I'm very organized day in, day out. Then I have to step on a stage, be like, hey, here I am, Mr. Stand-Up guy, talking to you. That switch, that flick between business and art has been my greatest struggle. And it's probably going to be my life's work to like work that out. But like with all struggles, I love it. I love it that I can do both. And that's probably what's kept me interested in all of this. All right, let's take some questions. I know you guys have been writing on the chat. I've been blabbering on too long. I much prefer to answer your questions. Here we go. How do I celebrate Estonia's 100th birthday? We are doing an Estonian language stand-up comedy show in London. Not me, because I don't speak Estonian. But Sander, Ari, Carl, we're going to be in London that day doing a show to 90 Estonians in London. That's how we're going to do it. So doing our little bit for the culture. I got a question. Why did you come to Estonia? Do you know how often I hear that? Like on an hourly basis. This is what a question. If it's a Friday night, I go to a party, 10 times I'm going to get asked that question. Soon I'm going to have a bit of paper. Here you go. Here's the leaflet. I'm filling you in. But I get it. You're curious. You want to know. Basically, I stumbled across Estonia when I was a backpacker. We're like, what is this country, Estonia? What's going on? I don't know nothing about it. We'll just go. And that was interesting. All right. How different is it coming from Australia where the minimum wage is so much higher than Estonia? Interesting, because I had, well, okay, so basically they're saying wages are much higher in Australia. How do you deal with it here in Estonia? I deal with it because I run my own business. And I understand that as an artist, I'm going to be poor. And you do it because you love it. You do it because you have to. So I've never had to take a minimum wage job, because in Australia I was doing the IT stuff, so earning decent. And then here I had enough money to kind of push myself into that. But there's a greater point about just wages and the prices of stuff in Estonia. Yeah, you don't earn much money here. We're not getting rich off all of this, but I love it. I don't care. I don't care about my retirement. I don't care about my pension fund. I'll work it out. I'm going to make it happen somehow, because I just have the faith that you got to have that as an artist. I'll do it somehow, and we are. Do I plan to live in Estonia for life? You people are intense, all right? Like, that's intense. Like, welcome here. We're happy you're in our country. Are you going to be here forever? I don't know, guys. Will I be here forever? Hard to say. I'll tell you this. My life is here right now. I got Comedy Estonia. I got all my friends. I got all the things that I do here. This is my life. It's been 10 years since I lived in Australia. I wouldn't know what to do there. IT? I've already worked out I don't like that. So I don't want to say I'm going to be here forever, but my life is here. I don't want to leave my life. Even if we do live in a freezing, Arctic, north of the wall, Game of Thrones style situation, this is where I live. So I won't be leaving for a while.
Can we take a few questions?
Absolutely. We're going to have a few questions here. Let's do it.
Hi, I'm Kelly. I think you maybe saw me, you maybe met me earlier. But I will just ask, because you guys have asked so many good questions just now, so I'll come here and ask them live. So Helena asks, what do you like the most about Estonia? Maybe just a quick small thing.
Sure. The feeling that you can do anything. This startup culture, like, oh, everyone's going to make a startup and all this, it's a bit, you know, like, okay, someone's talking about startups again. But the point is, everything's open to you guys. We've got the online, we're going to make a company, we're going to sell some stuff online, I don't know, whatever. I never had that feeling in Australia. When I was at the university doing my IT degree, 2 guys out of our whole year had a little company on the side doing some programming. We were like, oh my God, they made a company. Wow, they're earning money. To you guys, it's normal and natural. And that is the best thing. There's no limits. In Estonia, if you want to get something done, you want to talk to the Prime Minister, you'll probably see him down the street. You want to talk to a politician, go up and talk to them at the fair on the weekend. I love that about Estonia.
Okay, so Louis, what's your favorite food in Estonia?
What's my favorite food? The kebab from the kebab store? You didn't say Estonian food.
Well, actually, they asked Estonian food,
Oh, okay.
so that's my bad.
It was in the translation. I don't know. Like, first of all, you're going to have to tell me, what is a typical Estonian food? Like, are you talking about the stuff that the weird things in the jelly that come from the Baltic Sea? Ugh. Or are you just talking about a juustoschnitzel, which is, you know what? No one told me that a juustoschnitzel, a cheese schnitzel, is a cheese in the middle of it. I just thought it was a schnitzel with cheese on top. I was like, I'll have one of those. This is great. I bite into it. I'm like already planning my coronary bypass surgery. You know, my heart attack is coming eating this. So, look, I don't go for the weird stuff, but I will eat a blood sausage.
So can you please pronounce good day, mate?
Okay. G'day, mate.
That's how you do it.
I'll turn the accent on. Hey, mates, we can turn the accent right on right now. G'day, how you doing? Beauty bonza.
Okay, so I will leave this place now, and I will ask you just one more question, and then you can finish the lesson. So thanks, guys, and bye. So a lot of people have asked, what was your reaction when you saw Estonian weather?
All right, it's not good. It's not pleasant. We're not having a good time in January. No one's having fun. We're all just trying to get through January. You can't deny it. People come up to me and say, Louis, but it's so cold in Estonia. Why do you? Yeah, I know a hot place. I've been to a hot place. It's called Afghanistan. The Estonian army sent us there once. The point is, the sun isn't everything. Guys, what am I going to do? Am I going to have all these opportunities, this cool place, this stuff going on in the hot sun? Probably people won't be there. And this is my good point now. You have to do whatever it is in life, go to where the opportunity is. You can't go to the sunshine place. Everyone's in Miami. Everybody's in some warm place in the Mediterranean. They've worked it out. There's no cool opportunities there. The opportunities are in the places nobody wants to go. When you go there and find that thing that no one else wants to do, that's where you'll find it. So to me, that's Estonia. People don't want to come because it's a blizzard. Great, I'll be there. I'll be working it out, making it happen. So I just see it as another challenge we got to get around. All right, so we're wrapping it up now. Hey guys, thank you very much. I appreciate you all listening to me, suffering through my Australian accent. We're all about stand-up comedy at Comedy Estonia. Check us out on the Facebook, check us out online, and if you're a young person, you got some stuff to say, you think you're a bit of a class clown, we have open mic shows. You can stand up on a stage, tell some jokes. The only criteria is you have to try to be funny. That's it. And I think it can be a cool thing if you guys want to express yourselves a bit more. Comedy is a great way to get at people. So anyway, thank you very much, guys. Take care. See you later.